What's going on, everybody? It's Sergeant Alexander from the Master Assassins Clan, and I'm just doing some live video right now. Nothing in particular, nothing that I'm farming for. As you see, I do have the Chamelon weapon. I did get this weapon to drop in the bank headquarters, and believe it or not, I got this drop from a purple NPC. Wasn't a boss or anything, just a random purple. So I know it's been a lot of videos out there saying how to get this weapon and where to go get this weapon. From my experience, and I got two back to back yesterday, that this weapon drops pretty much anywhere at any given time. I know they say that you got to go to the targeted loot and look at the targeted loot for ARs and see where that is, but that's not entirely true. You can get this weapon from doing bounties. You can get this weapon from doing fucking control points, a mission, bank headquarters, anywhere where there's a boss, you have the potential to get this weapon. I'm not going to tell you where to go and get it. And as you see, I'm running skill build. I just got my ass handed to me. But you can go pretty much anywhere and get that weapon. Like I said, I got mine at bank headquarters after I had done Camp White Oak for about 8 hours and didn't get it. Then the next day I did bounties, and I done all of them, 25 plus bounties. Used up all my intel doing bounties, and then went to someone else's map and did bounties, and finally came back to my very own map and did bank headquarters. Immediately got the Chamelon, which wasn't a good roll, but I have two characters, so I kept it. Then I went right back and I did it again. I went right back to bank headquarters, back-to-back missions, and both times it dropped the Chamelon. This one I kept right here is 17. Well, it's at 12 now, but I'm running a skill build, so obviously once I put on a decent build for it, then I think this one was at, let me see, what was this? Let me check it out. I was running it with this. It's like 16.9, 17.7 or something like that. So it wasn't a bad drop at all from when I got it. So that's skill. So that was where I got it from, which was bank headquarters, but that's not the only place. So I know some people have been giving some guys some grief about it. I know Born the Game had came and did his video, and he said where to get it, and he was just speculating of where to get it. He wasn't saying that this was a go-to place to get it, because he was more talking about the darker research and whatnot. But his information was useful, and like I said, just because that's not the exact location of where to go doesn't mean that that's not where you can get it, or where you have to get it, or that his information was wrong. That's just not where it dropped for most people, but that's not saying that it won't drop.
Detecting additional hostile contacts. Serious trauma detected. Access key detected. You have been promoted to group leader. You are now group leader.
Hex, what's going on, buddy?
Not much. I looked at the Savage Wolverine and I realized I wouldn't use it anyway, so I just rolled a really nice M4. Max damage roll, 16.5, and then it has preservation, rate of fire, and then in rhythm for the skill cooldowns.
Hostile control point detected.
So, yeah, I had a tactical MK16 before.
Okay. Yeah, I haven't even been farming that weapon. What is it, a MK16, 17, or was it? It's just a new weapon in the game?
No, it's not new. I just had the plan for it, so I was just,
okay.
You know, that's like a big thing because like the damage ranges are really wide on some of these guns.
Enemy patrol.
Yeah.
So I try to roll one with a good, a really good damage roll, and then I recal it to have preservation, or if it already has preservation, something else. But preservation's huge for my build. That's why, like, if you look at the stats, I'm always like leading and healing by far, because for all the kills, whether you're in cover or not, skill or like, you know, it doesn't even have to be with the weapon.
Right.
So my skill kills heal me, and even though it's over 5 seconds, you kill as many people as I do.
Right.
You know, that's generally why I stay up, unless I play like an asshole, and you know, at some point I can't protect myself that much. So yeah, I was like, yeah.
I said, between your skills and mine, we'll tear up some shit.
And then, so the M4, like, so the MK16 had higher damage but a lower rate of fire.
Right.
So yeah, this M4, like, you know, you do the percentages. The M4 is about like, you know, 650 to 850, about 20% more RPMs, and a 19.6 to 16.5. That's, you know, about like 15% in damage, and then this has the rate of fire mod, so you know, just trying it out.
Yeah.
Yo, man, that dude yesterday, he was so straight up dumb. He was saying the dumbest shit now that I think about it. Like, he was like, oh man, I remember when you could have like this many of like vests and shit, and like, you know, I was like, you know, it's a total of 100, bro. It's like, what the fuck are you talking about? It's like,
yeah, I just let him ramble on.
He was just trying too hard. Like, it's okay if you're good, if you're bad, but you know, don't try to pretend you're good if you're not good. It's like, it's very clear we could tell.
Right.
It's like, stop trying to act tough. It's just shut up and shoot your gun and just don't go down. I'll take care of the rest. I don't give a shit. Just stop talking. Unless you got something funny to say. It either has to be funny or it has to be like good.
Right.
If it's neither, just stop talking, man. You're annoying me.
Yeah, it was like I said, I just met him. I had never played with him before, so.
Yeah, and I always err on the side of caution in case it's like somebody's buddy that they actually know.
Yeah.
Then, you know, that gets, you know, even if they do suck, they're still your buddy.
Right.
Like, you know, I always have to be careful about that stuff because I do start talking shit real fast.
I mean, hey, shit, if you're right, you're right. You're wrong, you're wrong, you know, I mean.
Civilians in danger.
Like I say,
yeah, I know, but a lot of people, they got like that loyalty where it's like, it doesn't matter if they're wrong, you know, they're close to me, so you can't say they're wrong. And like, I don't agree with that personally, but at some point, it's like, it's not worth it.
Right, oh, yeah, for sure. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. Like, if it was something like, I don't know, crazy, like racist or awful, like against women, yeah, I'd come at them no matter what. But something like this where they just don't know shit about the game, yeah, I don't really need to. This is not the hill I'm gonna die on.
Right.
Detecting additional hostile contacts.
I like this gun. I like the sound. That's a big thing for me. Because the RPK always had higher damage, but I just did not enjoy the way it kind of felt to fire it.
Oh. I got a buddy who uses it a lot, but
Yeah,
not me.
well,
I don't
personal
use it too much.
preference.
Yeah. I
Yeah.
just don't use it too much.
And like that's the thing. I just kind of like whenever I match made with someone who was like really good, I kind of looked at their stuff and saw what they were doing differently.
Mm-hmm.
Incoming hostiles
And
detected.
I built my own build from there, where it's kind of like I'm not gonna take advice from some dirty neckbeard on YouTube. What the hell does he know about shit?
Right, exactly.
You know? Yeah. So for me, like that's why, you know, I looked at all the stuff available and I started like comboing things together, and you know, I managed to kind of do a reasonable job of covering like, you know, weapon damage versus skill versus defensive.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, you got a pretty good build.
Yeah. I mean, my trick with the weapon damage, as, like I'm sure you've heard me say it a bunch of times, but yo, the spotter and then the technician attachment.
Oh yeah.
Automatic plus 20% damage bonus without,
Yeah.
you know, taking up any slots really. It's taking up a mod slot on your weapon. And
Right, that's
you know,
basically it,
mask,
yeah.
it's like, yeah, not much is like, at that point, that's like the best thing you could get on the mask anyway, especially if it's proccing 100% of the time.
Exactly. Yeah.
No.
That's why I said I wanted to do
Considering-
that with this.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, it's 2 reds, 10 blues, 10 yellows.
Right.
Still, I put up really good weapon damage because I find like the little tricks like that where they're just like, oh, then nobody takes to that stuff. But you know, that's the point.
Oh
Food
yeah.
supplies detected.
Like, it'd be easy just to like look it up, try to look, like that's what people do. They just look it up. They ask, what's the best build? What's the best build? I'm like, don't ask what the best build is. Ask what the best build for you is. You know, that might be entirely different. I don't want to play certain ways. Like, I don't feel good playing. Like, I know in Fallout, the meta tends towards like keeping your health low all the time through like radiation and shit, and then all the stuff that, all the effects that proc when you're at low health, they make you like a super person. But I don't want to play like that, and I don't argue with the people who do, but I don't feel comfortable doing that, so I like came up with my own build. And it's also cheaper when you're trading for gear if you're not on the meta.
Right.
You know, obviously if it's in the meta, that shit's expensive. So, you know, it's
Heavily armed. Hostile
that's the
supply
thing about
convoy
this game,
nearby.
because there's no trading or anything like that. The drop rates are laughably easy. Like, you guys think this is grinding? God help you if you played Fallout. You would just give up. Like, you know, you could play 10 times the amount of time. Your shit would still suck.
Right. Yeah, I've never played it, but I may. Like I said, I have never played it.
It's a really grindy game, and
Vital signs critical.
honestly, it's like, it's tough because it's a lot of game mechanics are, they're like, it's a much more pure RPG than this. This is a lot more action-packed, a lot more FPS components. Like,
detected.
yeah, but it's a lot more gear-based and stuff. There's actually this system called VATS, which like auto aims for you, but it uses up action points. So,
Detected.
you know, you can only auto aim so much, but
Right.
you know, for my build,
Reinforcements incoming.
chains together all this stuff, increasing action points, and then I use a lever action, which has a high damage per shot.
Serious trauma
Which,
detected.
if you don't miss your shots because they're auto aimed,
Agent incapacitated.
and then also because they don't have restocks like this everywhere. That's what me and my friend were laughing about. Because in Fallout, you gotta find your own ammo, you gotta craft your own ammo.
Agent
And
deceased.
honestly, ammo's as good as money because you have a cap on how much currency you can carry on a character. But you can have as much ammo as you want.
Right, and see, that's what I was saying about this game. That's the one thing I didn't like about this game.
Yeah, it's just too easy with the ammo. I'm like, man, and a lot of people don't like games where you actually have to keep track of your ammo. You know, they just want to run around and not have to think. And I'm like, why are you even playing an RPG then? It's like, but, you know, it's like there's an insatiable need for ammo. Obviously, because you're either because like especially so the ammo like 5.56 is the most valuable ammo in the game because it's the best guns use 5.56, so it's as good as cash. And then so you know, there's all this stuff on like getting the resources to craft as much of it as you can. Like everyone puts, and you can like build camps and stuff. Come on, let's go. And that's kind of the fun part about the game too, because you can do a lot of stuff that doesn't involve being in a mission.
Right.
Straight up action.
Mm-hmm.
Like one dude I know, he doesn't even really play the game. He just plays like Minecraft with this little camp. Like it's like he's just, and it's funny. Like you could build out a really cool camp. And I know in this game, like, you know, when we're in it, I'm like quiet because I gotta concentrate. I don't have to concentrate like that in Fallout. I'm just wandering around the map like just murdering everything, and it's like easy. Like I don't even care. But yeah, it's definitely, and it gets a lot of bad press for no real reason other than most of the players of the franchise have only seemed to have played single player games their entire life. So now you throw them in a multiplayer environment, they are not happy.
Right.
You know, they're soft. It's like anyone who has refused to play a multiplayer game until this like last year, you know, they obviously can't deal with other people. It's bad. It's real bad. Like, and like considering you can be in a party and then you don't hear anyone else.
The target is nearby.
And it's just you're pretty much playing a single player game, only the NPCs have weird ass names. You know, at that point, you know, you're antisocial. And like that's you need to like, you know, learn how to deal with other people. Like there ain't even that many griefers. It's just like they got the pacifist mode, they got all that, yet they cry like their lives have been ruined. And then at that point, it's just perspective. Like, wow, dudes. Whew. I don't know. Like, why are you so upset? Jesus.
I'm telling you, go get laid, get a blowjob, something.
Do anything. I don't know. Go watch a movie. Go fucking. Well, okay, don't watch a movie because I've seen those Star Wars nerds. They go fucking crazy. Like, man, why are you threatening the actress? She didn't do anything. Damn. Like, what the hell's wrong with you people? It's like. And then it's like y'all realize the original trilogy was just a fucking like Flash Gordon ripoff. You know, you put it on this pedestal like it's the gospel. You know, it doesn't really hold up that well in retrospect, guys. But, you know, it's kind of like they're acting like it was so perfect. Like, man, a lot of people didn't like a lot of those movies back then. The first one was like cool, but let's, you know, it's kind of better with age sort of thing, like where people are just fondly reminiscing it.
Right.
You know, and it's just like, you can rewrite history all you want, but, you know, that's not fair to what's happening now just because it's here right now. And you can't just make up your own memories. Like, no. Like, I always hear about how Frank Sinatra was actually kind of like a teen sensation back when he was actually making music. And then now everyone thinks he's like this idea of like manly coolness.
Good work.
And while he was essentially kind of like, I don't know, like Usher or something, where it's just like a pop star.
Well
and it's just like, man, you guys can't just retroactively make shit up. That wasn't how it was, and it's weird. It's like, you know, that's just not fair to anything that is right in front of you, because you can just make up whatever you want about the old stuff because it doesn't exist anymore.
Right.
Weird. You know, it's, I don't know. Yeah. No, I know memory is like a really recurrent theme for me because I have like an almost photographic memory, and that's what really helps me take care of my shit.
Yeah.
So like the fact that, you know, a lot of people drink them, all the people I know my age who have no memories, they're all heavy drinkers. So I'm like, man, why you ain't that smart to begin with? Why are you actively poisoning your brain? Like this much. You know, it's like I get hammered at, like, I know a couple years ago, at my cousin's wedding, I drank 10 rum and cokes because he screwed over, he scheduled the wedding when the rest of my family couldn't show up, and we were the closest relatives on his dad's side, on the groom's side, and I'm like, I got a family picture all to myself with the immediate family. That's how close my family is. And it's like, man, you're gonna schedule it when we're not here. And we told you we wouldn't be here this exact weekend, is the only weekend. And I'm the only one who can show up. And I show up because I have to, and I actually hate weddings. You know, I'm gonna make a point of it. It's like, that ain't right. It's like, come on. Weird, man. You look cheap too, because we didn't actually think you schedule it 6 months after the engagement on a fucking lunch wedding. You took a fill-in spot, man. That looks cheap. It's like,
oh yeah, fucking chill. Yeah.
This is bad. You know, this is bad on so many levels. You look bad, man. But yeah, I drink 10 rum and Coke. So I'm like, you know, drink, but like, I don't drink by myself. I don't, you know, no reason to drink unless there's something cool going on. And believe me, there's not that much stuff cool going on.
You just felt like hopping the fence.
You really need to drink that much. I have parkour mode on, so it just automatically makes me jump when I'm sprinting.
Oh, okay.
That's why sometimes I go down like in weird spots, because I try to jump into cover, but I end up like climbing up on some shit I shouldn't be and dying.
Additional hostile contacts.
I like it because I can run really fast, so when we're in matchmaking, I can just be a dick and run even faster and get all the kills.
Ah, okay.
You know, just press up, like, you know, just like saving that little bit of time. It builds up a lead, considering how long some of those runs are between, like, engagements. So.
Yeah. I haven't done hardcore mode yet. You like it better than the regular, or you just something challenging to do?
Like what? Sorry?
I said I haven't done the hardcore mode yet. I said, you like it better, or is it just something challenging?
I haven't done the hardcore mode. I don't need that level of. I don't need the stakes to be that high. Like, yeah, because I do slip up every once in a while. I don't want to lose my entire character because of that.
Yeah, I thought I heard somebody say that you lose your entire character when you die.
Mm-hmm.
Like, what's the whole
point? Hey, you know, that's a little bit like, you know, if you really need that much of a challenge, and this game is not providing that to you, maybe do something else. Like,
yeah, I thought that was a bit much. Like, you got to lose your whole character.
Yeah, that's like I like challenging myself, but certain types of challenges aren't really constructive.
Right.
Where you're just like making it hard just to make it, just to say it's hard, not teaching you anything.
Right.
It's a bit excessive. You know, I don't rage too much, but I don't really want to put myself into a position where I'd be raging like that. Like, I just want to have something to show for my time on these systems.
Yeah, no shit.
That kind of makes it so, you know.
Well, that's it for that.
Mm-hmm.
Heavily armed, hostile supply convoy nearby.
What else did that guy say? Oh yeah, about the D50s. Like, oh man, I've been playing since beta. I don't even got a D50. And I'm like, man, that's fucked up.
Yeah, like you said, that's pretty impressive.
Yeah, I was trying to be polite about it, but man, you fucking suck. It's like,
yeah.
So are we doing control points? Because the one up north of us is
at 4. I was just following you. You came in and you was already at one, so I said, well, hell, I'll just follow him.
Hostile control point identified.
Oh, I wasn't actually going anywhere. I thought I was following you, but I might have just been wandering around randomly. But I know I just draw myself to wherever I see like an icon, and then I go kill people.
Yeah.
I'm like, it's funny because I play so much better when I'm not paying attention. When I'm actually paying attention, that's when I start pressing a little too hard. And I start. You know it's bad when the stuff they say to look tough actually like blows up their spot almost immediately, where it's like, yo, that isn't actually a thing, man. Man, how bad at this are you?
Medical assistance needed.
like on Mori, like one of the kids I think said, man, I do everything this, and then she says like, oh, duels, and it's okay, you're fake. It's like,
He said, you're fake.
yeah, it's like, wait, kid. Whoa. You ain't one of an out of control kid. You're just one pretending to be out of control.
I'm
Which
telling
is
you,
just like every other kid at this point.
Yeah. Drinking old dudes.
Yeah, just shit like that, where it's like, man, that is exactly the opposite of what you say to look like you know what you're doing.
Right. Old dudes. Shit.
You're like, oh man, I can't find a D50 to save my life. And it's like, oh man, why do they have so much? I remember when you could do this and have like 15 of each. And I like 15 of these, and I'm like, okay. Like, I've been playing since beta. I was like, man, you fucking suck.
That's it.
No. Like, I don't know. I like to talk shit, but I usually like to check if I can back it up before I start saying it. At least like get a lay of the land. Hey.
Right. Yeah.
Could I pull this off? Is this like, am I surrounded by my betters? Should I just, you know, chill out?
Yeah, at least for the first round.
Yeah. You know, keep it. At least, you know, get an initial reading, and then say, okay, I got this. He's like, oh man, I got this build. This is just my experimental build. And then you hear him be like, 400 armor? 400k armor? Like with a high-pitched voice almost, and I'm like, yeah, man. It's like, come on, man, just cut it out. It's like, it's okay, you're not good. Just stop saying this shit.
Oh! What hit me?
JTF guy looks like he's got. Oh, sledgehammer guy. His
yeah,
name's a reject.
Yeah. I don't know why they get in the way like that, man. Like, just Jesus Christ, run away. I thought they were supposed to be making the AI smarter. He may come back now. Because the sledgehammer guy was about to crush him.
Yeah, I aggroed him. But, well, it's dumb because when they're in the fire, when you die in the fire, they just run into the fire and then they burn alive. And it's kind of dumb.
It's stupid. Yeah. If he picks me up,
it's just like,
he didn't even pick me up. He ran away from me.
Just come over here. Right over here. Yeah. Well, they only try it once and then they give up.
Like, holy shit.
But still, it's better than nothing when you're in solo.
Yeah. Like I say, yeah.
You know, the funniest line in this game is when it's when they say, still beats retail. And I'm like, oh, that is so fucked up. And honestly, I could actually believe them when they say that.
The price? Yeah, oh my god.
Yeah, where it's just like, you're literally welding a rifle in post-apocalyptic Washington D.C. And honestly, it is very possible that if you were that deep in retail, your life might be better now. You might feel better about it.
Yeah.
I don't know, like you're in control of your own fate at that point. A lot more than you can
definitely
say
are.
In retail.
Definitely are. I've never done too much retail. I think I did it for a summer job or some bullshit one time.
I spent 2 years working at the Geek Squad, in Best Buy on Route 22. It's the closest store to Newark. So that's why I like know so much Spanish. Because, and that's why I know so much Spanish profanity. I wanted to know what they were saying about me. Like, yo, what does that mean? Like, you know, it's like, oh, he called you a pendejo. Like, that's an asshole. I was like, oh, that's weird. Like, okay, cabron is dumbass. And then there's, you know, there's puta, which means whore. They either called me a puta or a puto. They called my mama a puta. You know, it's just like, you know, just a normal shit. But it's good to know what exactly words say that, like, mean that.
Oh yeah.
But it's just funny, where it's just like, I don't know what you want from me. Best Buy is a horrible company, and we're pretty much trained to cheat you. I don't know what you're expecting from us here. We're not gonna be nice to you. Shit.
It's like, man,
I'm getting paid to be nice to you. Like, although I know I told some stories at Christmas, and my dad's like afterwards, like, man, don't tell your cousins these stories. They're Christians. It's like, you know, like they weren't anything like criminal, but you know, little on the gray side. That being said, they're not really the good types of Christians. More the people who like to rub it in your face and still do everything you do.
Right.
They're Christian about it, I guess. So didn't really feel too bad. But I mean, generally you can tell who's worked a day of retail in their lives and who hasn't, just by the way they treat people. I might be an asshole, but you know, you take context into you take the context into consideration. You know, you make sure you evaluate the situation fairly and understand the world doesn't revolve around you all the time. A lot of people think that's the problem. A lot of people think what they say goes, even if they're idiots who have not experienced an ounce of success in their lives. Like, ooh, not quite sure that's how it works. But happy to remind them.
What the fuck? Who is this?
Friendly control point detected.
So that was the last guy for the control point. So now we can go into the support supply room.
Yeah.
We mean business.
Wait, when did I get a pestilence?
Locked.
What the? It just said picked up pestilence. When did that happen?
I don't know. I never saw any red.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah, I mean, was I really not paying that much attention that I didn't see an exotic? Do you want it? I already have one.
No, I got a couple of them myself.
Okay, just checking. I know Queens didn't have a Sweet Dreams, and I picked one up second one, and I gave it to him. He didn't have it.
Yeah. Queens, he's all over the place when he plays.
It took him like half an hour to figure out if he had it or not. And I'm like, man, it's the shotgun. Like, let me check. I was like, man, just take it. I don't need it at all. Like, I just want it off my shit. So you can take it and figure it out. Do whatever you want. But it's like, it took a while where it's like, what are you doing, man? Just like, doesn't matter. Just take it. I don't care if you have it already or not. But if there's a chance you might not, just fucking take it. Shit.
Yeah.
It's like that shit with the Liberty. I was like, what the fuck are you talking about? It's not a bug ever. I don't know. I still don't understand what actually went on there, or what he ended up figuring out. Because I feel like we were pretty clear explaining the concept to him, and I feel like that's a pretty clear concept. But you know, he's a good enough player to know. I feel like he's figured that out. He should have figured that out by now. I'm like, what the fuck is going on?
Yeah, unless there was something else going on that he was trying to explain. I didn't talk to him no more about it. I mean,
yeah, I know at this point it's like, oh, glad you got it on. I don't really need, it hasn't happened to me, so I don't really care, but I'm just like,